Hello, students. Hope you all are fine. Last week, we have started with the chapter Growth and Development of Children, in which we have covered physical development, social development, and motor development. Today, we'll start with emotional development. Emotions are feelings everyone is born with, but it means the ability to control emotions and express them in a way that is acceptable to the society. Joy, anger, fear, and happiness are some of the emotions that can be noticed even among the small children. The emotion are the simple reactions that suggest pleasure and displeasure, like holding the baby makes the child happy. Sudden loud noises cause fear among the child and makes him cry. The emotional expressions of children change with age. As they are growing, they behave in a more acceptable way in front of society. Now, we'll do the characteristics of emotional development. At the age of 0 to 3 months, the children of this age group feel distress when hungry and wet. They feel delighted when talked to in soft tones. These feelings are expressed in either crying or smiling. These are the two early emotions shown by the children. Sudden loud, harsh noise can cause excitement in infant. 4 to 6 months. Children start showing anger when they are wet and hungry, and when they do not find any familiar faces around them, they will show anger. At the age 7 to 9 months, the development of bonds between mother and child gives rise to yet another emotion, that is affection, which is expressed by hugging and cuddling. Infants get attached to living things like parents, their siblings, grandparents, and non living objects like their toy, teddy bear, pillow, doll, etc. They do not like being separated from them. Next one is at the age 10 to 18 months, that is 1.5 years. As the children are wary of strangers, they feel insecure if they do not find their mother around them. They feel fearful and hence acquire another emotion, that is fear. They fear the absence of mother as much as the presence of a stranger. So fear, anger, and the resultant crying can become a tiring situation for any young parent. Now, at the age group of 1.5 to 5 years, at this age, the children become well aware of the family members and other information of their surroundings where they are living. They also remember their names, addresses, and other places of regular visits like their grandparents' house or relatives' house. It is the stage when they start talking and behaving like little adults. They clearly show their preferences and dislikes in whatever they are eating, wearing, and where they want to go. On the contrary, the child becomes jealous of the younger sibling when the mother attends to their needs. This emotion, if not tackled properly, causes psychological disturbances, insecurities, and also show violent behavior towards each other. Children often become destructive to attract attention. So, parents, siblings, teachers, peers, and household helpers help in proper socialization process of the child. So, these are the characteristics of emotional development from birth to 5 years. Now we'll do the cognitive development. Cognitive development refers to the ability of the child to think and find a solution to the problems. It involves the changes occurring in the mental ability of the child. He started thinking, reasoning, and finding ways to solve the problem. It also refers to the process of learning and understanding, and it is connected with the functions of the brain. For example, if you ask a small baby to give his or her toy to you, he probably give no reaction because the baby has not understood you. But if you ask the same thing from a 3 to 4-year child, he will give you a reaction, whether positive or negative. So, it means the understanding or cognition develops with age. Cognition also leads to development of language amongst infants and children. Now, we'll do the characteristics of cognitive development. At the age of 0 to 3 months, the cognitive development of the newborn is extremely limited. The child satisfies hunger by sucking. The child cries and the mother feeds the baby. Slowly, the child coordinates the crying with being fed. Whenever he feels hungry, he starts crying and mother feeds the baby. The child can also be seen moving lips when hungry. At the age of 4 to 6 months, cognition takes time to develop. Whatever is held by the infant is taken to the mouth and he starts sucking. In due course, the child learns that the rattle or the ball, whatever he is or she is holding, cannot give milk to satisfy the hunger. Next is 7 months to 1 year. At this age, children out of curiosity might touch the things which they don't have to. For example, hot iron. When they burn themselves by mistake, then they change their behavior. They will not touch that thing and they will run away from the things which look like iron. It means they associate the feeling of burning with iron and thinks it best to keep away from it. Hence, it's very clear that cognition is modifying the child's behavior. Next one is 1 to 5 year of age. Up to the age of 1 to 1.5 year, if you remove the baby's toys from his or her side, it stops existing for the baby and he will not cry for it. But the older children understand that the toy cannot vanish on its own and it still exists and may be hiding somewhere. The ability of not forgetting the existence of the toy is called object permanence. It means it's in their mind and they are often able to take out the toy from the hiding place. Gradually, children are able to mentally conserve their experiences and use them to solve their problems. Cognition dwells further with increasing use of sensory organs. So, the child, when enters the kindergarten, he has the comprehensive idea of counting, alphabets, size, relationship, big or small things, and name of the geometric shapes. So, these are the characteristics of cognitive development. Now we'll move on to language development, which means the ability to communicate with others through the use of meaningful words in sentences. With the help of this development, the child expresses his emotions in a meaningful way. Little infants can only produce gurgling and cooing sounds. As they grow, they start making short and simple word sounds like mama, tata, papa, baba, etc. This starts the language development which improves with age. and repetitive use. Now we'll do the characteristics of language development. Language helps us to convey our feelings and emotions, and it also helps us to understand what others are telling us or expressing. Little ones are not born with the ability to speak. Following are the milestones of language development in a person since babyhood. At the age of 0 to 3 months, the only sound that the child can produce is of crying. By crying, they communicate to their mothers that they are hungry or wet. By the time they are 3 months old, they respond by making cooing sounds and learn to produce oo or cow sounds. Babies make gurgling sounds when they are well fed and happy around the familiar faces. Next is 4 to 6 months. The children of this age group start producing flat AA sounds. Gradually, the child starts producing various sounds like pa, ma, ta, pa, and so on. At the age 6 to 9 months, they start babbling sounds, which means producing double flat sounds like baba, papa, tata. Baby even starts associating the meaning with the object, and then a word becomes a symbol or label for the object. For example, they will know who is papa, this is mama, this is tata. Next is 10 to 12 months. Now the infants start speaking simple sentences. They also try to master the telegraphic speech. Suppose they want to say Mama has gone to school. They will say Mama school. The language develops with the repeated usage of the words. The child reproduces sound by imitating their parents and their siblings. So, the parent should not use the baby language while talking to their infants and toddlers. They will clearly speak the word so that the child will also speak the words correctly and clearly. At the age of 1 to 2 years, the kids are now promoted to 3 to 4 word sentences. They can now say, I want this, I want that, I want to go there. An 18 to 20-month old child can speak about 50 words. 3 to 5 years of age, the children have a habit of using the newly learnt words repeatedly, like they are parrots. They just don't tire of reciting the nursery rhymes learnt at home or at play schools. They are always ready to show their language skills. Children learn to speak more than one language quite easily. The child speaks one language at home and the other to communicate with their schoolmates. They can even have a vocabulary of above 1700 words, and they can use adult speech sounds and master their basic grammar skills. So, these are the characteristics of language development. Now, we'll move on to the last development, moral development. Young children do not have the ability to discriminate between good, bad, right, or wrong. So, they are always confused and they get easily influenced by others. Here, parents, siblings, and family members act as the role models for a young child. As the cognitive development of the child improves, he learns to discriminate between the good and bad. This starts the moral development of a child at home, and it is important for the elders around the child to show good behavior, language, and express good thoughts so that child will imitate them and show this behavior in reverse. It's rightly said that action speaks louder than words. So one has to be clear in his mind what he's going to do because his children are observing him each and every time. So, we can say that various aspects of growth and development occur at the same time, resulting in the overall development of the child. The average development of the children at different ages is generally referred to as the milestones, which indicate the direction and extent of development. Although it is same for all the infants, but there is a certain degree of variation among the children. So, today we have covered emotional development, cognitive development, language development, and moral development. In the end, I would like to say the physical, motor, social, emotional, moral, language, and cognitive development has direct effect on overall development of the child. So, studying growth and development of a child makes it easier to identify possible signs of trouble in later years of adulthood. With this, we have come to an end of this chapter. Thank you.